There are two important past tenses, the perfect and the imperfect tenses. I covered the perfect tense in the last video, so now I'll look at the imperfect tense. Here's a timeline showing past, present and future. The perfect tense is used for describing completed events or actions that only happened once or just a few times in the past. For example, I ate or I have eaten an apple. J'ai mangé une pomme. The imperfect tense is used for describing continuous events that happened regularly in the past. For example, you might say, I was eating an apple when something happened. Je mangeais une pomme quand, etc. And now I'll show you how this imperfect tense is constructed. As was the case for forming verbs in the present and the future tenses, there are two steps to forming the imperfect tense. First, find the correct verb stem, and then add the appropriate ending. So, first the stem. The safest way of finding the correct stem, and one that avoids having to worry about a lot of exceptions, is to take the nous form of the present tense. Nous mangeons. And then knock off the ons, leaving the stem mange, M-A-N-G-E. This method works for both regular and irregular verbs, with just one exception, and that's être, to be, which has its own special stem. So, as you've just seen, for ER verbs like parler, to speak, it's nous parlons, so the stem is P-A-R-L. For IR verbs like choisir, to choose, it's nous choisissons, giving the stem choisis. For RE verbs like vendre, to sell, it's nous vendons, giving the stem VEND. And here's an important irregular verb, aller, to go. The nous form is nous allons, so the stem is ALL. Another irregular verb, faire, to do, it's nous faisons, so the stem is FAIS. And finally, être, to be, it has a special stem for the imperfect tense, E acute T. And here are these same verbs once more along with their stems. Next, the endings for the imperfect tense. And these are AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, and AIENT. And finally, here are some examples of the imperfect tense in action. She was speaking softly. The stem of parler is PARL, and the ending for she is AIT. Elle parlait doucement. Elle parlait doucement. I was choosing a new car. The stem for choisir, to choose, is choisis, and the ending for je is AIS. Je choisissais une nouvelle voiture. Je choisissais une nouvelle voiture. She was selling clothes at the market. The stem of vendre is VEND, and the ending for she is AIT. Elle vendait des vêtements au marché. Elle vendait des vêtements au marché. We were going to Paris. The stem of aller is ALL, and the ending for nous is IONS. Nous allions à Paris. Nous allions à Paris. He was doing his homework. The stem of faire, to do, is F-A-I-S, and the ending for he is A-I-T. Il faisait ses devoirs. Il faisait ses devoirs. And finally, you were very late. The stem for être is E acute T, and the ending for you is IEZ. Vous étiez très en retard. Vous étiez très en retard. And that's how the imperfect tense is formed.